okay, this is kind of crazy, but I'm in. Let's do it.
The Toxic Avenger. Oh my God. I mean, it's a cult classic, right? What excited you about stepping into such a wild and outrageous world?
I like wild and outrageous movies. I've been in a few myself, and I think that Macon Blair's take on the original one was really cool and funny, and I thought the idea of Peter Dinklage playing that role was fantastic. And then later on, finding out how the cast was coming together. I just the whole thing just seemed like it was interesting because it was during the pandemic, and we were going to go over to Bulgaria, and it's one of those moments where you go, okay, this is kind of crazy, but I'm in. Let's do it.
Your character is so over the top, right? How much fun was it for you to lean into that part of it?
Yeah, it is fun, and you have to when you make big choices like that, you have to trust that you have a director that's going to not make you look too much like an idiot. And I think that you want a performance like that that fits into the overall tone of the movie, obviously. If the tone of the movie is not is not over the top, then it's not going to really work. But in the case of Bob, Macon was very kind of collaborative with what we could do with that part, and and I also remember that we would do a lot of different versions of scenes, and I would, which was fun for me. I could just trust that he was going to cut something together that was going to be fun and funny and cool.
The original film is violent and of course funny. How do you balance the comedy and the menace for your performance? Like being like crazy but fun at the same time. Must be quite
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, well, I think that I it's interesting because I absolutely love doing comedy. And I think that for the most part I'm pretty much thought of as a more serious actor. So whenever I get the opportunity to step into that world, I really embrace it because it's not that often that people see me in that way. I think that the combination of violence and humor is something that people try and continue to try again and again and again, but it's a very tough kind of sweet spot to hit. I'm working on another movie now where we're very much trying to combine those two things, and figuring out exactly where that combination lives is tricky. But I think that in Toxic Avenger, um, he's really he's really figured it out. And I think that it's a movie where it's one of those like holy shit movies, where you're just kind of watching it and you go, oh, holy shit, I didn't expect that to happen. And so I think that the performances, in a lot of ways kind of reflect that.
You do also show personally now your playful side at home and your fun side, your fun person. What do you show us, right? For example, like your goat songs and your playful videos you do with your animals. How does creating those fun moments with the animals and Cairo, of course, impact your approach to creativity, connecting maybe more deeply to the ones close around you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that for me, the point at which I kind of figured out what how social media was going to fit into my life was the point at which I realized that I could, create little moments. You can't really call them movies, but they are little moments that are created, by their ideas. I have a sometimes exhausting kind of mind creatively. It just never really shuts off. When I'm at night, I'm thinking of, either songs, writing songs, or song parodies or ideas for television shows or movies or I want to draw something, or I want to make something, or you know what I mean? I just, it's like, I don't, it's hard for me to turn it off. So if I'm out of work, which was just the nature of being an actor, I don't work around the clock. I don't have a regular job. I mean, I love to work. So I'm a little bit of a workaholic, but in those times when I'm not working, I still have to find some kind of a creative outlet. So things like goat songs, it just fills that need for me, even though they're short, they're whatever, 30 seconds or, a minute. It is its own kind of piece of content. And it gives me pleasure, and weirdly, it gives people pleasure.
Well, it really does. You have huge fans for that, for sure. What I just saw, I mean, you surprised Kyra with two miniature cows. Oh my God, Tater and Todd. I mean, oh my God, for her 60th birthday, like so cute. What a unique gift. How did you choose that? What was your goal choosing that? Like, it's so delightful and unexpected.
Well, the truth is that